Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to episode 13, lucky 13 of the Bat and the Bandit podcast. My name is Phil Campbell. I'm joined as always by my best friend in the whole wide world, Mr. Lee Rogers. Lee, number 13.
Amazing. How did that happen? We say this every week. We've said this since fucking 3 or 4, haven't we?
Why have we not been we're not popular enough to be cancelled yet.
No, we're not. You know what? A wee bit of hate would be alright, wouldn't it?
Do you know, mate, there's enough of the hate going around regarding you and I. It's just it is just that they are, what would you call them? Cowardly cunts, yes. I think would be the most apt word.
That's it. You don't get people coming up and saying
you're doing something wrong if everybody likes you. You can't please all the people all the time, and you would rather be hated for what you truly are than loved for something you are not, my friend.
What?
Thanks. We bit of philosophy to kick the show off. How the hell are you, mate? What's been going on, mate?
Good, mate. I'm good. What has been going on?
What was going on last time? What was the interim? I was doing Cage Conflict.
I'm back from Seattle.
You really back from Seattle? I think I was doing Cage Conflict, which ended up being an incredible show. Working in commentary with the lovely Mr. Paul Hughes and Mr. Joe McColgan.
Class.
That was. Speaking of Paul Hughes, do you know what came up on my memories yesterday? It was a Clan Wars poster for a show that I was on, and I completely forgot I'd been on the same show as Paul Hughes. We'd shared the bill. Ronan was fighting Paul Byrne on it.
That's right. Fuck I.
Brian Murr was on it as well.
Was that the one Merv Mahone was on as well?
No, Merv wasn't on that one.
He was the one after.
I think so.
That was a way to go, Phil.
9 years.
Fucking hell, man.
9 years, man, and that made me feel genuinely old. And the person I fought, I now work on a commission with.
Yeah.
Stuart Graham. So now
Great lad.
Great lad.
Great
lad. Terrible arm bars, but because if he'd known what he was doing, he'd have fucking finished it in the first round. Anyway,
rematch.
Fuck that, mate. I am proper good and retired. I prefer talking about the sport a lot more than I do. You have two shows this weekend.
Talk about it, you can. Go ahead, what's your
two shows this weekend. A boxing show in the Devonish where all the big dicks hang out on Friday.
Literally.
And then an MMA show on Sunday. The first new show, Case Gladiator, Ireland. First show of its kind under the patronage of Danny Core. So Danny Core, a man who does not get enough credit for the things he's done in the scope of MMA.
Fucking right.
You know, sanctioning legislation, regulation, going to be class.
But he was around as a trainer and all, like Davy Patterson days.
He was I think a taijutsu guy.
Was he that? Then he came from fucking
karate taijutsu. Has represented Team Ireland and everything, man. Brilliant. Like his lineage and his depth of knowledge in MMA and martial arts in general is fucking crazy.
The history of taijutsu is interesting. Curly,
I don't know a lot about taijutsu, to be fair.
Curly, Gary McAllister, Colin Mills, I think, were the three guys who broke away from the World Federation Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
They thought that it was all right for competition, it wasn't functional on the street.
Okay. So that would have been an early precursor to MMA as we know it then.
Exactly. And a lot of guys that came from Taijutsu went on straight into MMA.
Davy Patterson,
Davy Patterson, I think, but when I was training, when I was doing it, he was older, obviously, but I think he was like a brown belt at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know whether, I think he broke away he went on the progressive combat then.
Yeah,
That was his fucking
progressive
show.
Combat.
Yeah, he went out to Thailand and stuff and fucking learned new stuff. But I mean, Curly and all, the lads from the Taijutsu, that's Ian Harris. He's the president of the Hells Angels, but he's a fucking sweet guy.
Tight shoe though.
They went out and trained out there and came back with new stuff, functional stuff for the street. That's what Taijutsu was.
Progressive Combat then became EFR, which
legend.
If you know anything about MMA, especially Irish MMA, fucking legendary stable. I think we mention them every couple of shows, like just because they deserve their flowers. Incredible.
I loved the name Progressive Combat though. I thought it was a fucking cracking name. Looked great on the t-shirts and stuff, with the pitbull head.
Yeah. we've lots of combat sports orientated stuff to talk about, so we're going to put that on the back burner for a wee bit. Listen.
Go.
Right.
Fuck's sake. Cover.
This is a point. There's a few things this is just becoming an avenue for me to fucking vent.
Right,
this
go.
Podcast, and I love it.
What the fuck's wrong with you today, Phil Campbell?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Lee Rogers. I posted up a wee thing on my story yesterday, I believe it was.
I thought it was funny as
just
fuck.
A silly wee fucking throwaway meme. And I think I put,
That's the one about the birds, wasn't
it? Yes. And I think I put... Well, I think I said, if you're wondering what my type is or something. And it was a silly wee meme about typical ratchet girls or something and their qualities and all that kind of shit. Mate, the amount of fucking DMs I got from wee girls.
Yeah?
one girl just was interested in what you posted there on your story, and I just wrote back, yeah, light-hearted, wasn't it? Said nothing for a while, and she was like, I just think it's funny how, and I was like, whoa,
easy.
I'm not bucking you, nor am I trying to buck you. You do not have the right to hit me with that. I just think it's funny how that only a girl that you're trying to buck you will let away with that. I have no interest in that. But then I got on to the wider fucking thing. I got on to the, you know what I mean? You know the way you put up with a girl's shite if you're trying to ride her?
Yep.
So that whole... Ladies, sorry, I'm letting you in. Listen, on a wee secret here.
We do fucking love the ladies, but...
One, we're not as dumb as you think we are. We are as dumb as you think we are.
Or men, maybe.
However, the male species, I don't think, are as dumb as ladies think. And we do put up with your shite and agree with dumb shit you say. Crystals, for example, the healing power crystals. Couldn't give a fuck. Could not give a fuck.
Couldn't give a fuck. Angel numbers. Couldn't give a fuck.
But I will pretend, but like, oh yeah, are you seeing that as well? Oh, I'm seeing 444 everywhere. I fucking go, fuck up.
You're looking for it, you can't.
Shut up.
You're looking for it, you can't.
But yeah, it got me onto the wider question of just like dating.
Okay.
Anyway, it got me onto the wider question. It got me onto, she was listening, the cunt. It got me onto the wider question of sort of dating in general and the difficulty of it. Like, for example...
That was perfect timing, actually.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? But a girl will put up, right, I can cook.
Yeah.
You can cook.
Yeah.
But a girl will put up a thing on Instagram, on her story Instagram, a few bits of chicken in a pan, a few fucking peppers cut up, a few onions cut, and be like... Why isn't no one wifed me up yet? Because anyone can fucking do that. Listen, love, make me a fucking beef Wellington, and then we'll have a conversation.
Give me anal, and then we'll talk about it.
Beef Wellington and anal. Title of your sex tape. But I just thought it was weird.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That there's these mad wee fucking...
So here, I mean, do you find, like, I mean...
Because you're happily married.
I'm very happily married.
Yeah,
and I love my wife. She's a fucking nutcase.
I'm a single man whose dating history
that's what I'm going to ask you.
reads like a human who's who of shite.
So tell me, are you finding the kind of that you're being stood on a wee bit as a man out there? Stepped on? I
find that the power dynamic is very strange when it comes to dating. Like, someone asked me, have I ever paid for sex before? Every man has. Yep. And I do not mean with a sex worker. I mean, every man has bought a girl dinner.
Yeah.
Every man has bought a girl drinks. And let's face it, our overarching intention is usually to sleep with a woman.
Yeah, of course.
But women hold the power dynamic when it comes to it.
They do.
Like, we're guys.
Yeah.
We keep a little dirt under the pillow for the dirt man. Sorry, my mistake. Just couldn't help it.
In case he comes to town.
Stop it, Lee.
Sorry.
Keep a little dirt under the pillow for the dirt man.
Can't help joining that much. So he will drag me down.
Where?
To his lair.
Deep under the mountains.
Underground.
That's where he keeps his dirt. Anyway, as I was
how's
saying.
the mushrooms, mate?
Unbelievable.
Are they good?
Unbelievable. I didn't take any. Promise.
Did you not? No.
Promise didn't take any. Anyway, as I was saying, the fucking dynamic when it comes to dating, and people can argue with me if they want, but women hold all the power when it comes to dating. There are not unrealistic expectations, but I think men are held to a standard now that I don't think is reflective of the current climate. I also think that there is a maybe unevenness of when it comes to, like, women want a lot of, like, they make a lot of demands when it comes to dating. My first, not even demand, but my first kind of expectation is, do I get on with somebody? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm not making a full criteria.
You're not going to fucking write it out just because she's really good looking.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of fucking dynamic that works between you as a personality.
Was it when you were, obviously without giving too much away, when you were a single man, was it easy to date?
I didn't date, Phil. I didn't date at all. But, however, I did a lot of riding. You know what I mean? As a single man, you know.
But I mean, it's almost got to the stage, I think now, I'm not even sure men and women like each other. But for the most part, apart from the exception of of like the gay community. If it weren't for the fact we have this genetic predisposition to find the opposite sex attractive, I don't know, would you want to hang out with them as much?
No. And here, you know, fucking, I mean, even when you find the person that you want to marry.
Yeah.
You see it in here all the time. Yeah. Nikita can turn on a dime.
Yeah.
I'm not having a go at her. It's not by no stretch of imagination. But there is that.
But then on the transverse of that, our behaviours can be difficult as fuck.
Well, we can be difficult as fuck in a
what we consider normalised.
It's a more annoying. It's a more
what we consider
annoying
normalised behaviour seems to be a massive irritant to women.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of time.
it. But do you not think that whenever we're like that, it's like we're annoying. We're not fucking aggressive. We're just more annoying.
We're not venomous.
We're not venomous. Fucking that thing in there, boy.
Yeah, I think that's just a trait of like, you can be arguing with a woman, she'll be like, oh yeah, and they'll say one thing, like, well, you're just like your dad.
Oh! She said something to me in the car last week.
Broke you?
It broke me. I was driving the car, and we had this kind of minor fucking argument. Yeah. And I don't even want to say what she said, like, but whatever.
Hurt you?
Whatever she said, I was sitting there fucking driving the car. We lipping all going.
This is what I mean.
I know what I had to do, Phil. It was that bad. I just slid my hand over and put it in hers to see if it was. Are we cool? are we all right, darling?
There's that like 2 seconds or so where she's like, is she going to squeeze my hand back?
Fucking psychopaths, mate.
Jesus,
they're psychopaths, buddy.
But they're brilliant at the same time.
Yeah.
This is the fucking duplicity of it, like.
They keep the world turning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They do.
Beyonce knows the score, like. Who runs the world?
I don't know. Don't know any Beyonce songs, mate.
Girls. Anyway,
okay.
Jack, you would have got that, wouldn't you?
Did you get that?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Zach, because we're young men. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Fucking Chinese are too much. Punk kept wriggling about when I was trying to eat them too.
Fuck's sake, Lee.
Fuck me, man.
From one racist to another. So Donald Trump won the election. What a segue.
I'm not a racist, you can't get. But anyway, yes, he won the election. We're going to carefully.
I want to preface this.
Very fucking carefully touch on this.
I want to preface this by saying I do not know enough about American politics, nor do I know enough about the socio-political climate of America to give a grounded opinion. All I can really comment on are observations. Well, I'm just making observations because we made that we post last week.
Yes, we did, and I tell you what, they ended up a bit of back and forth. Now, what the thing was to me is there was people jumping on there who've never even been to America.
Yeah.
Saying what their opinion was. 2 Americans, American women,
correcting
American women about what their rights are going to be. No, you're wrong. And one girl came in, what the fuck are you talking? What
Which was weird.
It was weird. And listen, I mean, you know, everybody who was commenting on that there, I knew, and I love them all. I'm not going to get involved with what one person thinks and one person.
No. This isn't a hatchet job by any stretch. I'm just genuinely intrigued. Yeah. Trump won by a landslide, so it seems.
Yeah. Now, is he the Antichrist?
No.
Who's the Antichrist?
I don't think he's the Antichrist. I don't think he's the Antichrist.
I don't think. Well, if there was a biblical Antichrist, they say that it was. They say there was a couple. Napoleon was one.
Yeah.
They're trying to say that fucking Saddam Hussein was one.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Here, some was even worse. Some was a mad cunt.
Yeah. Some people are saying Vladimir Putin.
Mm-hmm. Putin what? His dick where it shouldn't be. Hey, one for the boys. But yeah, I'll be honest. When it comes to politics, especially American politics, I don't think it matters a fuck who the actual president is.
Yeah,
I think they are a figurehead for a greater.
Yeah, they're the head. They're
a greater machine.
That's it.
I think they're a figurehead, a puppet for a greater machine. However, what it would seem is that Trump reflected a lot of the ideals and morals and stances of the greater American populace.
Which if he did, then that's fucking fair enough. But that tells you a lot about the American populace.
That tells you about where
a lot of people came back to me. I have a lot of American friends.
Yeah.
I was hitting them up just what's happening. Troy, Ramey, and all. I was talking to them lads. And
I'm not saying I support or don't support anybody vehemently in either kind of way. Yeah. I don't know enough. But what was the general consensus that you were getting from your American friends?
Mostly it was just nightmare. This is a nightmare. Yeah. This, you know what I mean? This man's going to fucking ruin the country. He mentioned the fucking Handmaid's Tale and shit like that there, you know, what the plans are. I'm hearing that much shit that I haven't actually researched myself, so don't know. But I'm hearing a lot of people saying different shit about.
If I'm looking at it objectively, this isn't new. They've had 4 years of this already, and the world kept turning.
Yeah.
And again, I'm playing devil's avocado a wee bit there.
Yeah.
But
his the shit he done. They had 4 years there to try and fix it, and there was shit that they just couldn't fix. They can't stop the ball, the wheels turning.
You've got to admit, they also had a senile old man in power as well at the time, who had a penchant for smelling babies. Did you ever?
What does a fucking baby smell like?
I don't know. I've never smelt one, but he was mad for smelling babies' heads. Joe Biden,
right?
He was a senile old man essentially. Some of the stuff he came off with. So another issue it raises for me is the difficulty of having just a two-party system.
Yeah.
Where you can only vote for one or the other. So are you?
Have they only got two parties?
Democrats and Republicans.
And that's it.
That's it.
There's no fucking yellow or anything.
That's it.
Yellow, green.
No. It's not like over here where you have a bunch of different political parties. Speaking of over here, I find it interesting the fervent interest that people over here have in American politics, because there was somebody in here. I'm not going to mention names by any stretch of the imagination, and they were. Almost incandescent with rage. It was a client coming in to get tattooed, and they were almost incandescent with rage about Trump getting elected. And they asked me my opinion, and my opinion, I said to them, do you know what? I don't really know enough about it. How do you feel about the political climate over here? I'm not really interested.
The paedophile fucking DUP leader and the pedophiles in Sinn Féin.
What the fuck? I was thinking, fuck.
Nobody gives a fuck.
How are you not?
It gets a fucking column in the Sunday papers, mate, and that's it.
Like, how are you, like, Jeffrey Donaldson's a fucking abhorrent human being. If the allegations against them are true. Alleged. We'll have to protect ourselves, we'll say alleged. But if so, he should be taken to the city limits and stoned to fucking death. Absolutely. Allegedly, hypothetically, whatever you want to fucking say.
I was a fucking Christian too.
Yeah.
A Christian party. Fucking church and all. What that cunt was doing behind closed doors all them years. And fuck me, man.
Again, I don't get how people are almost ambivalent to that. This is going on in your back fucking step.
I know.
This is going on in your country. This is going on in the areas in which you live.
There's nobody fucking running this country at the minute.
People who have campaigned and come round your fucking door are friends with this man.
No, they're fucking you.
And does that not shake you to your fucking core? Should you not be more riotous in your reception of that kind of news?
Instead of worrying about what's happening in America.
Mate,
you're right.
And that, again, that's just I care more about what's happening here than I do about America, because Trump was elected for 4 years. It didn't change my day today. Biden came in for 4 years after that. It didn't change my day today.
No.
What has the potential to change my day today is the people that are sitting on the fucking hill.
They're not even sitting on the hill.
No, they're not.
They even took her fucking seats yet, the cunts.
I think it's
useless bastards. Revolution. We need revolution in this country. Who's up for it?
I don't know, man. I'm more concerned with literally the here and the now.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the DUP there. Sinn Féin are just as bad. It seems to be something that is
fucking
inherent,
epidemic.
Inherent within the political system of this country, which
what is that? Anyway, listen.
I don't know, but on a lighter note, but we're just going to speak about it just as passionately. You know the way we do fan questions. This has popped up a hell of a lot. On the early hours of Saturday morning, a former Disney child star is fighting a convicted rapist. So that's fun. For those of you that don't know, it is, of course, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Graham Rennie asked for our opinion on this. Okay. Shout out to Big Graham, because we have a lot of time for him.
Yeah, a lot of time for Graham.
Lovely big fella. Unit of a man, so he is.
If Mike Tyson doesn't win this, it's a fucking fix. That man's a fucking animal.
It has to be. It has to be. Jake Paul, fundamentally...
Been boxing for 4 years.
Fundamentally, he's not a good boxer.
Oh. And the only boxer who ever fought beat him.
The only legitimate active boxer that he fought was also a fucking reality TV star who is not very good. Yeah. Who is not very good at all. We're talking about Tommy Fury. He lost that fight. He has been fighting other YouTubers, athletes from other sports who are crossing over, who are old and past their prime. But the most striking thing about this fight is it has the potential to be the biggest fight in the history. Not even box office, because it's not box office. It's not pay-per-view. It is on the subscription service Netflix. Right. Netflix has a subscribership of 280 million. So this is available. It's not going to be watched by 280 million. Well, it might be. but it has a potential reach of 280 million.
And many people have went and fucking joined Netflix just to watch it.
I'd love to see the stats on that. Mike Tyson is projected to make baseline 20 million.
Yep.
Jake Paul is taking away 40.
Oh, man, I just hope it's not a fucking fix. If Mike Tyson gets down, mate, there's something wrong.
Do you want to hear some of the stats?
Go ahead. I know you like stats.
Jake Paul is 27 years old. Mike Tyson is 58, or will be 58 by the time the fight rolls around. Jake Paul has had 10 fights. Tyson, 58. Wins, Jake Paul, 9. Tyson, 50. Losses, Jake Paul, 1. Tyson, 6. KOs, Mike Tyson, 44. 40 fucking 4 knockouts.
Come the planet, like, aren't they?
Against Jake Paul's alleged 6.
Yeah.
Now, some of those wins, some of those alleged KOs are better fucking dives than Tom Daly, man. You do not, when you're getting knocked out, you're out. You're out. If you notice, the first knockout of Tyrone Woodley, former UFC champion, he falls and at the last second turns his face to avoid flat. Now, fuck me. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely fucking blatant.
Does Jake Paul know?
This is a great point. This is a brilliant point, Lee Rogers.
His fucking team throwing dough at these guys behind the scenes.
Exactly, because if you look at it, Ben Askren, I believe it was Ben Askren said he made more in that one fight against Jake Paul than he did his entire MMA career.
20 fights? What was it, 24?
We're talking about a former Bellator champion, a former one champion. In that fight, he made more.
That's nuts.
Now, are the team around Jake Paul... Are they the ones facilitating this?
You know what?
Is he blind to this completely? Does he think he's a legitimate boxer?
It can't be anything else because Jake Paul is always that fucking happy and like proud of himself, and it's legitimate. I mean, there's no actor.
Or is
it, when he wins, there's no actor.
Or is he just fucking deluded? Yeah. Because you got to remember, he's cultivated this character, the problem child, this fucking persona, if you will. Is he just very good at playing the role? Aye. What do you think?
Well, he's been, what age did he fucking get famous at? 16, 15? Something
Younger than that, with YouTube videos with his brother Logan.
You know what I mean? So he already has that fucking ability to morph and do what he needs to do.
He's a fucking chameleon, yeah.
If that kid didn't have the money he had, wasn't able to pay for the best coaches in the world, the best gym in the world, if he wasn't able to pay for that and he decided to be a boxer, so he'd be in an ABC.
So he's 27 years old. He started boxing 4 years ago, 23 years of age. If he did not have the means and the resources, he would... he'd still be fighting smokers, maybe only on licensing, but he has the financial means to bring in the best coaches who are all going to be, let's face it, every coach there is, do they care about his welfare? Do they care about Jake Paul, the individual, or are they just seeing a paycheck at the end of the day?
He's fucking very unlikable.
No, he's not likable at all. But then again, I said this to you earlier. That's a good thing. Yeah. In the scope of what he's doing, that's a good thing. You want to be loved or you want to be fucking hated with a vitriolic passion. The last thing you want is crickets, ambivalence. So as long as they're making some kind of noise.
Middle of the road. You know what I mean?
As long as they're making some kind of noise rather than absolutely fucking nothing, he's winning. But the point I'm trying to make is, if Mike Tyson does not win this fight, is it the final nail in the coffin that is boxing as an institution, as a sport, as a pastime?
Well, if this is going to be the biggest fucking fight in history, and it's with a fucking YouTuber who's been boxing for 5 years. There's 4. Well, then there's something drastically wrong. This could essentially, I'm not saying it could ruin boxing. It's definitely taking something away from it. It's definitely taking a lot away from it.
What do you make of the whole influencer era of boxing?
Influencers are the new superstars.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
cunts. I hate them with a passion.
But sure, all the musicians and all the movie stars are all fucking pedos. so you have to look up. So everybody's going to end up looking up there. They're the future superstars when all that fucking Hollywood all falls apart.
My worry is it breeds something detestable in the younger generation, that they can just be in front of a camera and that's how they're going to become famous, by cultivating this personality. See, if you're 16 and you see Jake Paul, you think that he's a genuine real person, not knowing that he's cultivated the personality of being a cunt. Therefore young people think they need to be these horrible, detestable wee cunts to get ahead.
That's alright until they get a draft, see the Russians fucking shrink. I'm too old now anyway, I'd be alright.
I genuinely believe boxing is slowly consuming itself, which makes me sad because I love combat sports. But Mike Tyson has to, I cannot see a way in which Mike Tyson... I tell you what, if Mike Tyson loses, right, I will do next week's show in my pants.
Right, okay.
I promise. Jack, you can clip that. If Mike Tyson does not beat Jake Paul... No, I'm going to rephrase that. If Jake Paul wins, if Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson, I will do next week's show in my pants. And ladies and gentlemen, I wear pants. Wee pants. I'm not hanging out in a pair of boxers or anything like that. I'm a brace man because I like them snug.
You putting any money on it?
I'll put my pants on it, mate. I think that's more than enough. Would you put money on it?
I'd maybe go 1, 2, and 3 for Tyson.
Like, if you remember, like, Tyson, because Tyson's, 5'10", so he had to develop this rolling close counter style, rolling in, big shots over the top.
But Jake Paul's fucking training in the pocket too. What, you don't want to be in the pocket with Mike
Tyson?
No,
it's a fucking stupid idea.
They're training him to stay in the pocket. Get away out there to fuck. Don't want to be in there with him.
Come here, you're a competition boxer. Come on, Mike. Jack. Tell us what you think. Genuinely, give us your opinion on it, mate.
I think if Mike Tyson loses, that I should just quit boxing. It would just be an absolute joke then.
What do you think is going to? What do you think should happen, and what do you think is going to happen, Jack?
Well, I heard tonight that apparently
it's 8 2-minute rounds, isn't it?
It's 8 2-minute rounds.
Apparently on the contract, Tyson's not allowed to knock.
No, it was said earlier on there that the knockout clause is in there.
It's
changed now.
Well, if Tyson doesn't knock him out, then there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Something terribly
I'm just hoping that Tyson's fucking venom at the minute when he's talking. Now, he's not very venomous towards that wee lad. Tyson's trying to capture his old self.
Yeah,
when he's talking, he's trying to almost remind himself who the fuck he is.
Yeah,
I'm Mike Tyson. Once I get in there, I'm going to kill this kid.
Well, do you know what? They were showing like clips of him at home with a family and clips of him at him with the pigeons. I fucking hate seeing that. I hate it because that's not Mike Tyson. That's like this caring to take my daughter to a tennis recital.
That's who he had to become, mate. He's going to end up fucking slammer again.
I'm just gonna go and play with my pigeons. It's like, no, I want to see the darkness. You know, the guy that was ready to fight reporters.
Like that guy. Didn't he say that?
He needs to be that guy to fucking win, though.
But I'm going to have to bring him out. I don't like that guy.
But anyway, we're going to watch it at yours, aren't we? We're going to watch it at yours. I'm probably but here. We haven't even mentioned one of the greatest, not just combat sports athletes, but one of the greatest athletes this island has ever produced. Katie Taylor, undisputed, unified world champion, will be rematching Amanda Soriano.
Who's going to take that? I think Amanda Soriano might take it.
Well, the first fight was a split decision, if I remember
Amanda
correctly.
thinks she won that fight.
Well, on a split, the person who loses will always think they won on a split. And plus, she has to in order to generate interest in the rematch. But I just think Katie Taylor's way too much of a technician.
So?
Do you know what I mean? She's calm, collected, unassuming. But when she gets in there, man, she's, if she were a fella, she would be lauded as one of the... Well, I think she is the greatest in the world. The greatest female athlete, combat sports athlete in the world. If she were a fella, she would be on every talk show on the front of fucking Weetabix, the lot. But shout out to Katie Taylor. Absolutely love watching her box. But yeah, looking forward to that, man. Should be good crack.
Should be good crack.
Should be good crack.
You have a show tomorrow night, haven't you?
Yes, mate. I have a boxing show tomorrow night, so I'm going to come up after it. Show in the Devonish. Yep. Moving tack a wee bit, going from the sublime to the ridiculous. You know why we're both massive fans of comedy?
Yeah.
Proper stand-up comedy.
Oh, you've got a bee in your bonnet, haven't
you? Mate, this thing fucking eating away at me since yesterday, right?
Go.
Is it okay to be funny?
You're allowed to be funny. I think if you're a comedian, you should be able to take the piss. It's comedy. You have to be able to fucking say whatever you want about whoever you want, so long as it's done in a manner that, I mean, you see these guys, they're on stage. You're going to start talking about the woke thing, are you? Woke comedy?
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you rock on there.
Last night, I watched the BBC New Comedy Award.
Right.
It was on BBC One. Made sure I had my TV licence and all paid.
Fuck the BBC. You fucking pedo harbouring bastards. I never ran a fucking license. Fuck yous.
So I was watching that last night. It's an award for new comedians, and it launches them sort of into the sort of the comedy zeitgeist, if you will.
Aye.
6 comedians, all of whom who had won the regional heat, and mate, it was absolute dog shit to the point where I thought it was parody at the start.
Thought they were taking the piss.
I thought they were taking the piss at the start. I'm going to read you a list of the 6 comedians.
Go.
And give you a wee bit of a breakdown of their act, if you will. So the first comedian was a conversational, irritating, quirky American whose entire gimmick, his entire shtick, was that he had acid reflux throughout his fucking set.
Right, okay.
That was it.
Is that him doing that on stage every fucking show?
That was him. Like, doing something and then stopping, pretending that he has acid. I didn't get it, but whoever was watching it was fucking lapping it up. Second comedian, a fat feminist who hated men. Mentioned their period about 4 or 5 times.
Don't need to hear about that.
No, don't need to hear about that. It wasn't funny, it was predictable, and it was shit. So it basically came out and was like, aren't men shit? Crowd goes, hey! Fuck me. A bit of originality goes a long way. Craft your fucking jokes. Make it a wee bit fucking thought-provoking.
Yep.
The third one was a half-Indian, half-Irish, English gay man who ticked every cliche box you can fucking think of when it came to being a stereotypical gay man.
Okay.
To the point where it was like, I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is. Like, really fucking, do you know what I mean? Real low-hanging fruit.
Did you put the gay on there?
I did a wee bit. Low-hanging fruit, which in and of itself is a wee bit of a joke. Do you know what I mean? It was real obvious, almost like fucking Butlins level, fucking Carry On Camping type shit. Not funny at all. Number 4 was a socially awkward.
This has pissed him off enough that he's wrote a list.
Yeah, I wrote a list.
Go ahead.
This is while I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, fucking. Number 4 was a neurodivergent, awkward wee lad from Wales. Funniest thing about him was his accent. Because I don't know if he'd want it to be there or if somebody had just wheeled him in. But it was...
Wheeled him in?
Jesus Christ.
Wheeled him in?
Aye.
Was he in a chair?
No.
Fucking hell, Phil.
But speaking of
They're going to get us fucking cancelled. Go ahead.
Speaking of disability, number 5, right? A fat blind fella from Newcastle. Again, his entire fucking routine was about just being fat and blind. And ironically, I could see he couldn't, but I could see the punchline coming a fucking mile away. So that fucking annoyed me.
Oh, mate.
Number 6.
Right, go.
Was an Irish girl. Now, admittedly, she was fucking hilarious.
Was she?
And she was the only one whose name I remember. Marty Gleason was her name. She was fucking hilarious. Marty Gleason was her name. Absolutely hilarious. Brought out a boron and all at one stage. I thought, this is fucking amazing. But met with relatively muted fucking reception.
Was it in England?
Aye.
English are fucking weird fucking bastards, aren't they?
So it brings back that sort of conversation for me. Like, we live in especially when it comes to media, comedy, music, it's go woke or go broke.
Yeah.
Because these people were not fucking funny. Well, now I was thinking, is it because I'm getting older? Because I'm old, 36, am I getting fucking... I am getting angry and irritable, but that's just my fucking default setting. But then I thought, no, fuck me. Bill Hicks is still funny now.
Yeah.
Bill Hicks is still a wee bit white knuckle now.
Oh, aye.
It's comedian...
Bill Hicks is somebody.
Yeah, but he's still relevant, he's still funny, and he's still, like, if you watch that back, there's still moments in that where you're like, fuck.
Oh, fuck's sake, Bill.
But the comedians that we listen to...
Do you know who Bill Hicks is? You got to check him out.
The comedians that we listen to, guys like Shane Gillis, guys like Tom Segura, Theo Vaughn, they're not afraid to say stuff that might make you...
Fucking some of the shit Theo Vaughn says is outright just racist. Like,
it's
right on the cusp. Like.
On the journey from starting telling a joke to punchline, you have to be willing in that interim, in that middle third of a joke.
Make people feel uncomfortable.
Yes, brother.
Absolutely.
100%. And that's, again, it's theatre.
Yeah.
If you go to a comedy gig not willing to accept there may be stuff that makes you a wee bit uncomfortable, you will seek offence where you find it.
Well, here, quick one just for you. And the music, you said music as well. I wrote a song about the lads that fucking come up the beach, fucking Normandy, right? Can't remember what you call it, but I recorded it in Nashville. And there's a line in it where it says, machine gun fire, right? You know what I mean? And the guys that I was working with, they said, Lee, if we're recording that, or can we change that? Don't want machine gun in the song at all. I was like, it's about fucking World War II. Like, you know what I mean? It's, you know.
Don't mention the war.
Don't mention the war. Under enemy fire. And I ended up calling the song Enemy Fire, actually. Yeah.
So,
but, so
the label
we're so fucking worried about offending or triggering that it's affecting the arts.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's affecting the arts, and I don't agree with that, Phil. I don't agree with that. I think if you're an artist, you have to be able to say what you want.
Well, the beauty of art is its subjectivity.
Subjectivity, exactly.
And if you seek, I always come back to this point. If you seek offense, you will find it.
But people go out of their way to be offended. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
People go out of their way to be offended. People will listen to hear if somebody's saying something offensive, so they can go, "That's offensive." They're not offended. They're not. That doesn't exist. Being offended doesn't fucking exist. You choose to do it.
In the same way that we fucking meme that I posted yesterday on my story, people chose to be offended at that.
Yeah.
And is it so?
You're well within your rights to say, you know what, be offended.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But
I'll say it again to your face, you cunt.
It's selective offence. Are you only choosing to be offended at the bits that apply to you, that have some sort of semblance to you? Or are you offended at the whole thing?
What made you fucking be listening to what I've said?
Did some of that resonate with you? Is that why you're offended? Because rather than force a little bit of inward reflection, you're going to choose to project your offence. Are you the fact that you're offended at somebody?
Yep.
Madness.
Mate, it's crazy. Crazy.
But here we are.
Here we are. Fucking my dad's anniversary last week, so it was. He was 7 years gone, and my ma was 25 years, 2 days after.
Shit.
Crazy. But it got me to thinking.
Go ahead.
This is what I wanted to bring up. How many times in your life can you remember almost dying?
Almost died.
Everybody has a moment in their life where, and whether they fucking know it or not, I've rolled a car. I have.
You tell me yours. Tell me yours.
So the drowning story.
Yeah.
I was fucking drowning, man, in the middle of that dam. We talked about this on the podcast before, I think, did we? I
don't think so, but right. we've discussed it.
Well, at 16 years old, we all jumped in the fucking reservoir, tried to swim across. The lads made it. I wasn't a very good swimmer, so I got halfway across, almost got under. I was freezing cold. I felt like it was seizing up. My muscles weren't working.
Yep.
I had to give up, and I gave up, and I fucking accepted it, Phil. I thought, that's it. Started to go under the water. Next thing I knew, I was fucking up and moving again, and got across. But I had accepted it, so I don't know how that happened, right? There was a thing that I had kind of fucking thought about.
Go ahead. Because
I'd heard some of the astrophysicists talking about the multiverse, multi-universe.
Yeah.
Everything kind of. So, what if I did die on that timeline?
On that timeline? The one you're living's an alternate timeline?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, do you actually ever... The people around you on this now will know you're gone. Mm-hmm. But when you're gone, the same people are there. And you've always been there.
It's like shadows. Passing each other.
No, I know. It's not a fucking thing.
I think that's theoretical. Like,
yeah. Well, it's theoretical. The fucking multiverse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the fucking Marvel.
Not Marvel.
the actual multiple universes.
Yeah.
Where you're existing, but when you damn one
sliding doors, man.
Do you switch into an alternate timeline where everything's still the same? You don't realize you've gone. But the people around you in that other timeline...
There is a timeline, that moment where you ceased.
Yeah, that's it, where you're not there. You know? It's a thought.
No, it really is.
It's a fucking thought.
And we've thought about it before, and it kind of calls into question sort of in and around you, sort of your own mortality as well. There was an instance for me, I think I remember telling you about this. I was driving home. I was living between here and Dublin at the time, so I was driving home from Dublin, and I was about 2 years ago.
Dublin?
Oh, Bucking. So I was down in Dublin, speaking about my dating history, fuck's sake. That's not a thread you want to pull at.
No.
So I was driving home from Dublin. I was about 15 miles from home or so. Not quite Millbrook, further on back from Millbrook. And my car was Vauxhall Signet at the time.
That's right.
The car just fucking died on me. And I mean, I didn't even no warning lights or anything. The car just completely powered down. And it's just cruising now at 70. I managed to get it over to a lay-by. Went to open my door. Door wouldn't open. So the electrics and all have completely fucking failed. So the door's locked. Next thing, I see fire in the engine.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
get out.
That's a bit interesting. Trying the window and all. Like reaching over, trying the back doors and everything like that. And this fire gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Smoke starts coming in.
Holy fuck.
The vents. And
I don't know why I'm acting surprised. I've heard this, but go ahead.
I appreciate the theatre of it. Within a few minutes,
Holy shit.
Within a few minutes, don't overdo it. Within a few minutes, the car's completely filled up with smoke. I can't fucking see a fucking thing. And it's getting hot. Like, it's getting really fucking hot. I can feel.
What was it, breathing that shit in?
Oh my god, yeah, mate, and I'm an asthmatic, so my fucking breathing was starting to go. I could feel mad heat on the back of my fucking neck, and I mean the entire car is fucking filled up with smoke at this point. What I managed to do was turn myself to the side, and my first thought was kick the fucking door through, and mate, that was fucking difficult. Like, I'm turned on my side and
tried to kick a window and the window wouldn't go.
The window wouldn't go. The front wouldn't go.
Tempered glass.
Front wouldn't go through. So I've turned myself on my side. I'm trying to kick my door through. I'm kicking. And there's a point where, like you said, where it was almost acceptance, where I was like, well, fuck me, this is how I'm going out. Like, quite literally in a blaze of glory. But eventually it was like, my legs were fucking tired, man. My legs were heavy. It was like you just been on a run or done squats or some shit. Door eventually fucking goes out.
Tell me, did the door go out from a kick? Were you kicking it at the time, or did the door just?
No, I went out with a kick.
Yeah,
went out with a kick, and I get out of it and I'm fucking stumbling to the back, and the whole fucking thing is up, man. It's a fucking pyre. Within about 90 seconds of me getting out of it and getting a safe distance away from it, no exaggeration, this isn't hyperbole, it explodes. Fucking explodes. Because I know for a fact, like, there is evidence of it, because some cunt driving by, rather than stop and offer any kind of assistance, film was fucking out taking a video.
You're fucking joking,
yeah, I swear to God, there's like
what the fuck is wrong with people?
What the
fuck is wrong with people? Stop fucking doing that. If somebody needs fucking help them.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I see it all the time in Belfast. Yeah. People fucking fakes and all, and they're just standing there with their fucking phones. Go and help them.
So I'm fucking scrambling out. My car's just exploded, and some cunt's fucking going by with their fucking iPhone 8 out. Wasn't you, was it?
Mine's an iPhone 6.
Yours is a fucking iPhone Spud, is what it is.
iPhone married paper.
But that's the closest I've came to experience and anything like that, and it scared the living fuck out of me for a number of reasons. I was lucky to get away with just a couple of burns.
This is the bit that I love.
It scared the fuck out of me for a number of reasons, because you start theorizing what would have happened, the what if had I been left there. I started to freak myself out about what if my ma had been in the car with me? What if my beautiful wee niece had been in the car with me? What if I had gone? What would have been the contingency? What was going to happen?
Did you go?
What was going to happen?
This is what we're talking about.
What was going to happen with that very special secret drawer that no one knows about, that's beside my bed?
Well, sure, I know your fucking phone number.
Don't want my ma, my beautiful wee ma, Rosaline Campbell, finding a fucking strap on after I fucking died, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, thinking it's some sort of hat contract. Oh, he was dressed as a unicorn. Do you know what I mean, man? But yeah,
I remember being on the gear one night on my own years ago, sitting on the gear one night on my own. Right, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Like, I was just lying there. Yeah. 2 days in, was lying in bed, none left, lying there, just fucking going. Next time my heart started doing stupid shit. Fuck, where's my phone? I delete all that. I started to through my phone, deleting messages and all.
The next day,
changing the fucking passcode and all.
The next day, you wake up and you're like, "Fuck! I shouldn't have deleted that." Jesus.
Here, but did your ma not drive past the burning car?
Yeah.
And she fucking texted. She said, "Seen a burning car in the road." You're like,
"Man, that's my ma's a sweetheart. She's a wee bit of a reoccurring character on the podcast. She'd be like, be careful when you're coming home there. There's a car on fire." I was like, "I know. I'm just started kicking the door through."
Do you know what? See, when I seen her outside a couple of weeks ago, you were away.
Yeah.
And I was standing having the arm with her, and she said, "You're awful good as an employer. You letting him away so much." And I says, "Rosalind, he doesn't actually work here." Well, you do come down and
I do and I don't.
You do and you don't. But God love her, she thinks your fucking commentary career is just a wee hobby. He's in China, Rosalind. I don't know, but it's a wee hobby, isn't it?
You're very good. Most employers wouldn't let him away with that. Is it unpaid leave? Is he taking? Does he get time in lieu or anything? Anyway, so right, as a single man, I don't need a big fridge. I know this is a wee bit of a swerve, right? Right. I don't think that's not euphemism. It's just a big fridge freezer. So mine died a couple of weeks ago. There's a few fucking caveats to this. Mine died. My old fridge freezer, which was big unit of thing, obnoxiously large for my means. All I needed it for. So it died. So I got myself like a nice simple.
I fucking love this.
A nice simple wee one. So it had one fridge or one freezer thing, one freezer thing at the top, and then a decent sized like 3 or 4 drawer fridge. So, well, first thing was paid for it and everything. Now it took 2 weeks to be delivered,
right?
And I told my ma, like, could she sit in when it was being delivered? And she was like, Jesus, your fridge broke about 2 weeks ago. Have you not got one? I was like, no, I ordered it. And she was like, oh, Jesus, did it take you a wee while getting the money together? Do you know, I was like, no, it just took 2 weeks to be delivered. Do you need a wee hand with it? Like, and I was like, no, it's fine. I just need you to sit down. He's like, how much was it? And I'll help you. So I kept lying to her saying, oh, no, it was only a couple of quid. So then she sent me a message being like, when it arrived, she's obviously got the manual out. She was like, Google. I did the Google on the name of it. You lied to me. It's like, well, obviously, man, it wasn't a fiver. For fuck's sake.
Did you tell her it was a fiver?
I told her it was a fiver. So then after that, she was like, so we went out for lunch. I go for lunch with my mom once a week. So we're out for lunch, and she's like, so your fridge? I was like, yes, it's great. She was like, it's very strange though. Like, what do you mean, ma? Just that wee bit at the top for the fridge, and then that massive freezer at the bottom. I was like, no, mum. It's the freezer on top. Just because it's the freezer on top. Just because it's small. Because I don't need a wine lot. And then the fridge at the bottom. She looked at me as if I was the most stupid fucking man in the world. Tilted her head and was like, "No, Philip.
That's not how fridges work.
Don't be silly. That's not how fridges work." And I was like, "No, mum. That's it." She's like, "Philip." And you know what's serious when she calls me Philip? Philip, I have bought and sold more fridge freezers than you have had hot dinners, my boy. I know what a fridge does and what a fridge looks like. And it was the condescension with which she said it. Like, genuinely looking at me like I was a penguin that just handed her a pebble. Like, pebble for you,
funny bastard. Funny bastard.
So.
Oh my god.
So I don't know what the message to take away from that is, ladies and gentlemen, but there probably is one.
Just let your ma do what she wants.
That's it.
Let your ma. If you're lucky enough to have a ma, let her do whatever she wants.
The sentiment I would like to finish with is look after your wee mommy.
Look after her ma.
Your wee ma. Especially my ma's fucking great, so she is. I've just.
Have we got any good questions?
Oh, aye. Yes. Sorry. Let me get on the old. Entertain the people while I'm doing this, mate. Sing us a song or something.
Why do birds
nice.
suddenly appear every time you are near?
Right,
I used to be a good singer, you know.
You still are. You're fantastic. So we had loads of questions about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul. Okay. So I think we've covered that. I think we've covered that. Adam Porter, guy I used to train with, lovely, big scary gentleman, just asked, anal beads? ?
Yeah. Oh, why?
Next question. Cheers, Porter. Appreciate that. Next one, Phil Morrison. Sensible question. Good man yourself, Phil. What do you think of ONE FC? In my opinion, making bullshit grappling matches. Now, for those of you who may not know, ONE FC is a Singapore-based MMA organisation.
What's shit about the grappling matches? I haven't heard any. Well,
it's not the grappling. It's not that they make bad quality grappling matches. I think what Phil's getting at is if you go to watch an MMA show.
Oh, they're putting that in among them.
Yeah.
Don't be doing that.
Now, I love grappling.
Yeah.
As a practitioner, but
as an MMA fan,
I think competition grappling's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And I know people like
hard to stand and watch. I like being in the thick of it. I like doing it.
Also, if you're trying to sell combat sports to people who maybe haven't watched it before, and you stick on the TV,
they doing it in the cage as well.
Yeah, a cage or sometimes a ring. One who use
it should be on mats so people can see on that level.
But yeah, grappling matches in MMA shows, and it's a problem sometimes here. As well as grappling matches will be at the start of an MMA card. And as a commentator, it's difficult to make it sound exciting.
Not everybody's in the grappling.
Yeah. If you think, especially at the regional level, if someone's bought a ticket to go to an MMA show, it's because they know someone that's fighting more often than not. You're not going to get a casual, you're not going to get somebody who's just a fan of regional MMA going for the sake of going because they're big fans, usually because they know someone that's there. It's hard. You're not going to bring people in with grappling. So for that reason, I agree with you, Phil. But I like what One are doing with the likes of...
Sorry, I'm sniffing and fucking coughing away face.
I like what One are doing with the likes of Muay Thai and MMA gloves.
Yeah,
I like that. I think that's interesting.
That's good.
It's entertaining, and they've been, they've had guys like Demetrius Johnson, the pound for pound best in the world in my opinion, fighting there. They've had guys like Eddie Alvarez, Ben Askren.
Were they fighting Muay Thai? What was Matty Mouse doing? He was fighting MMA rules, but then was it one round was MMA?
He fought an MMA. So he's a former ONE FC champion. I love watching Demetrius Johnson. So a good organisation. From what I hear, their CEO is problematic. And fighters not getting fights, stuff like that. Chitari Sayotong, I hear he's a wee bit of a knob, to be fair, but that's hearsay. I don't know, because I've never met the guy. Yeah. I've never worked with him. Probably will never work with him after saying that he's a knob. So is what it is, I suppose. Apparently they're in a shit ton of debt as well, so you never know. One might not be long for this world, but I hope that answers your question. Mate, anything else you want to kick on, or anything else you want to mention?
I'm fucking happy with that, mate. That's a good wee 13 to round off.
Somebody also, I think Jackie in Encasso said, since it's 13, superstitions, what do you think? 13 unlucky, lucky.
Nah, man, I've got them tattooed all over.
Yeah,
fuck's sake.
I don't really go in much for superstition.
No.
I don't believe in superstition, but I have not rituals, I have processes. Things that I need to do.
You get rituals.
Like, I have routines.
Yeah.
I have routines.
Yes, so you have wee things that, I mean, Phil, we watch a lot of movies together.
Yeah.
And I just nonchalantly fucking hit too low, I hit the volume up.
Yeah.
If it lands on an odd number, you tell me to go up one or down one.
Again, that's not superstition. I don't believe anything bad is going to happen or anything. It just makes me uncomfortable.
Just fucks your head.
It just makes me uncomfortable. Gives me anxiety. And
we fucked with your head the other night without even realising it on the Sunday.
Yeah.
We had said we were going to go to Kamakura.
Yes.
And when we changed our mind, you had thought it was 6:30. I had always thought it was 6 o'clock. So we'd already started that. Whenever you said 6:30 in it, lads, and I said, well, no, 6 because I'm dropping Isaac off. Then I'm coming to meet you.
You had said that before. You hadn't said that after. I had said 6:30 question mark. Two people in the group agreed to 6:30.
No. Did they?
Yes.
All right. What was I meant to do? Fucking hang about for half an hour waiting, you all?
Well, you could have voiced an opinion at the time rather than just be quiet.
Don't you be a cunt. What do you hear?
Right? Could you not? Could that situation not have been cleared up had you stated that at the time, Lee?
Yes.
Because communication is important.
Give me your hand.
Thank you. Okay.
Settle,
right? I am settled.
I'm not fucking with your
I'm settled. I'm just saying communication is important.
Just turn it down to 60 at the minute, all right? Not even 70, 60. So Phil had...
this could be the final fucking episode, you can't.
So Phil had already been pissed off a bit about that. And then when we were at Kamakura, I looked at the fucking menu and I said, fuck all we like on that. I'm not eating that. Any fucking noodles and water and shit, you know what I mean? So it's not to say I like your sushi, just in case you're watching.
So it was a wee bit like West Belfast. It was full of ramen. Hey! Noodle joke.
So I decided, Phil, which is 2-minute walk away, he was driving anyway, so we parked right outside. When you came in the fucking Oni's, because we changed over there, you weren't happy.
Well, it was two things. There was the time issue, because then...
It was like, I got home to the kid, I said, I was one grumpy fucking whore. Just because of the fucking time change and we changed the venue the last minute.
There was two things. There was the time issue, and there was the fact that when I raised it, two people had agreed to it, just sat there like wee boys, and then say, oh yeah, I also agreed to 6:30 when you said it, Phil.
Because we're scared. We're feared.
They were scared of you.
They were scared of you.
They were scared of you.
They're fucking facing you can't.
Listen, you're sitting there with fucking eyebrows on you like Ming the Merciless.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Bat and the Bandit podcast. We love you very, very much, and we will see you again next week, my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil Campbell, here with my best friend in the whole wide world, Mr. Lee Rogers. You can find us on at the Bat and the Bandit on Instagram. You can find me at PC_commentary if you have a passing interest in anything I'm doing, the likes of commentary or shite talk. Lee, where can people find you, brother?
Lee Rogers Music on Instagram and Facebook, and L Rogers is my personal one if you want to come across and have a chat there. Or I'm going to have to fucking write this down somewhere. ELROJERZ.
Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. As always, we appreciate your time. Like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. See you next time.